The numbers are very significant.
Jacinda's dividing New Zealand.
Jacinda's crazy.
The answer is Jesus Christ.
I am he. I am he.
It's a psychological operation.
Anti-vaxxers are driven by white supremacist ideals.
Hi, Jacinda. I can help you.
Welcome to the Department of Information.
After numerous lockdowns, New Zealand has become a divided country. In order to bring the country back together, I spoke to demonstrators against vaccine mandates at the father of all protests.
Possibly you can take your mask off while you're doing it.
Why is that?
It's just a bad look. There is nothing to fear and that won't protect you anyhow.
So what do you think putting a mask on does? Does it protect you?
I'm not sure, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Why?
Masks do nothing.
Why?
Because all the vapour just goes around the outside, right?
They don't really work.
Why?
They don't seal properly. I was a boat builder for 15 years. I can tell you what kind of masks work and which ones don't.
Then why are they making us wear masks?
Because it's a psychological operation to dehumanise you.
Jacinda has created a New Zealand that I do not want to live in. I reject Jacinda land. I was not born in a country that she is creating.
How long did it take you to make your sign?
Didn't really time it, but quite a while, a bit of fiddling around. It was a response to a high wind and getting the sign above people's heads.
Can you walk us through your sign? What do the other bits say?
Okay, well basically you read it from top to bottom.
Well, here we've got some small gang signs. The Eye of Horus. This one here means life. Yin and Yang, and a tuna.
Why the tuna?
Just love fishing.
Luciferase, which is like a dye that they took from jellyfish, and they put that into the vaccine so that then they can scan your arm with, say, an app on your iPhone, and they can detect the bioluminescence in your veins. And that's actually the truth. So then, why wait for an adverse reaction?
A judgment of how much
Typo, bro.
Whereabouts? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, the message is good.
Yeah. It's all right with the spelling. Words are the sound anyhow. Writing's a representation of sound, so it's, it's like meter and meter.
Can you tell us about your sign?
The COVID passport, it's like the Jewish star. They were branded in wartime Germany.
Are you the new Jew then?
Well, I suppose in some ways.
Well, you're vaccinated, right?
Well, I'm vaccinated.
So you're fine. I'm not vaccinated, so I'm the new Jew. I got a little bit of Jewish, like maybe 1/8 or 1/16 or something.
From the Bible, like you can give a man a fish or you can teach a man to fish.
Yeah.
It's good to teach people.
So you can, how's vaccines, how's that? Do you just like tuna?
Yeah, I just had a pen and I was doing some doodling.
Young soldiers, tens of thousands of them died giving their lives that we might live a free life.
Look, I've got a potential customer. $25.
That's provocative to me.
Do you like it though, the shirt?
Yes, I do.
Doing it, I've just been talking to this, what are you, a journalist now?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're not going to be one of these journo terrorists.
Never.
I mean, everyone needs to familiarise themselves with a movie on YouTube by Alex Jones.
Who's Alex Jones?
Alex Jones is a talk show host from Austin, Texas, and he's been talking about this and warning everyone that this is coming for 27 years.
Yeah, 1984. Yeah, it's an old book. George Orwell, yeah. Great, and Winston, and it's a great novel.
Everyone's familiar with an author called Shelley.
Shelley who?
Shelley the author. She's a famous author. Anyone that reads knows has heard of her, Shelley. And in The Last Man, it tells exactly the scenario that they're doing now.
What did Jacinda admit that she was doing to the New Zealand society the other day?
I don't know.
It's going to be like, well, it's almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people.
That is what it is, so yep.
She doesn't realise that she's put herself in a position where she can be tried at Nuremberg 2 type trials and imprisoned for life or executed.
Where will they hold the trials?
No one knows. That's still
in Nuremberg again?
Well, we'd hope so, because they'd have that credibility of the original ones.
I am not a citizen of Jacinda's New Zealand. There needs to be a mass exodus. We need to create a nation within a nation.
My wife doesn't believe in it the same way that I believe in it.
Is she vaccinated?
She's had one shot. It's a bit of an area of conflict with us.
What do your friends and family think about your...
They're not really into it, they're corporate. And I just try to warn them, and my approach is, what if I am right? You basically injected some toxin into your kids, sterilising them, potentially giving them cancer.
What if they're right?
Yeah, there's no chance.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yeah, we'll walk and talk. Why are you here today?
We're here to chant God's names. I think I have an immune system that's given to me by God.
So you don't need a vaccine?
I don't need a vaccine, no.
Do you reckon anyone needs a vaccine?
No.
What if you don't believe in God? Do you still need a vaccine?
No.
I am He. I am Father Christmas. I am Whitebeard. But I've also been a nurse for 30 years, and my contract terminates on the 18th of December.
Well, I was a teacher until last week.
Did you have to stop because of the mandate?
I did. I was actually a principal for 10 years.
I was a nursing student. I'm on scholarship and I've lost it all. I'm literally waiting for thousands and thousands of dollars of bills.
So you study science at university?
Yes, yeah.
What's your job?
My journeyman.
Journeyman?
Yeah.
What does that entail?
Just
journeying around.
Yeah, learning, changing, developing, growing.
What have you learned?
The more you can look out, the better. As soon as you go looking in, your life becomes a lot smaller.
In order to think, in order to speak, one has to be political. For we all have opinions, and our opinions differ. That's what makes us very special as a species. I'm sorry, it's the national anthem. I need to stand up.
As I stood next to Whitebeard, I reflected back on the day. Although I had learned a lot at the father of all protests, it still felt like something was missing, like there was a gap in my understanding of these freedom fighters. And then it struck me. Going to the father of all protests wasn't enough. I also needed a maternal protest to understand New Zealand's divide.
Hi, I'm Bryce McKenzie. Join us on Sunday the 21st of November for the mother of all protests.
How are you doing?
Got blood rushed to my head, they hot like popping off the fucking block. Now clocking wristlet, watch been top off.
Why are you here today?
She's a social racist and she's a medical rapist.
Standing up against Jacinda and the communists.
We're here striking against all the unworkable regulations being forced upon us.
Everything she's doing is against the Nuremberg Code.
Which protest is better, today's or yesterday?
It's hard to gauge because we're not in one spot. It's good to see the turnout here with the farmers. And good to see you and your crew.
What do you reckon about Jacinda Ardern?
I think she needs to come and have an honest conversation with us. There's always a compromise.
Will Jacinda take notice of you?
Of course she won't. She's busy making millions out of selling vaccines and American genetic engineering.
Can you tell us about your sign?
It's all about Jacinda controlling and handing so much to 16% of the population.
Tell us about your sign. It's matching those guys. Do you know them?
We're related.
Your friends?
Yes.
Do you plan your signs together?
We did.
What does that sign mean to you?
Basically, Jacinda's dividing New Zealand. Separate hospital, everything Maori.
We're not listened to. Three Waters. It should be put out to the public.
What's Three Waters all about?
Oh gosh, how do we go into that?
Trying to take all the water and give the money and control over to the Maori. Have
you read Te Tiriti o Waitangi?
Yes.
Yes.
Parts of it.
And what do you think of it?
Well, it's got nothing to do with what they're trying to do with Three Waters.
Who's Brandon?
You don't know who Brandon is?
No, who is he?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
What's the wire in the back of your ute for?
Just to cage up Cindy.
I get a new ute every 18 months.
Did you ever get an electric ute?
An electric ute?
Yeah.
What, so it can run on Indonesian coal?
So you wouldn't?
Of course you wouldn't. Why would you run a vehicle on Indonesian coal? You've really got enough problems as it is.
Have you got a ute?
Of course.
You like your ute?
Well, it's a practical vehicle. Why wouldn't I?
These anti-vaxxers are driven by white supremacist ideals, and also this is not a peaceful protest.
Yeah, I think some guys were up there throwing yogurt down. Put the camera on her.
Got blood rushed to my head, they hot like popping off the fucking block. Now clocking wristlet, watch been top off.
Party supporters.
Will they be paid by the Green Party?
It's pretty hard to say without going up there and confronting them in a conversation, but they probably won't invite us for a discussion.
What do you think of the people throwing yogurt?
I hope they add flour afterwards. 20% of people here have genuine issues that they want to be listened to, and the rest are piggybacking. They don't understand that they're putting us more at risk than anyone else, and they're the reason why this lockdown is lasting more than anything.
I'm a school teacher in New Zealand, just lost my job last week.
She was a teacher and she lost her job because she decided not to get vaccinated, which is good because it's the children we need to protect.
I don't think for the kids especially. I was willing to be forced into anything.
That was the groundswell protest. I think that was really constructive.